Besides telling a kid you're soft, there are no two words in the basketball dictionary more shaming than calling someone a ball hog. I'll be at a basketball game. The best player on the court will shoot the ball, and I'll hear a parent in the crowd groan and complain, "Ball hog." I just start laughing to myself, like, did they expect that elite player or a ball hog to pass to their kid who can't make a layup? Kobe's my favorite player ever, and yet old heads and the media have really brainwashed me to associate him as a ball hog. I mean, it's so frustrating. Because what if I told you your team actually needs this kind of player? And what if I told you I wish I had been that player earlier in my career? Let me be clear about something. True ball hogs do exist. Players who just jack up shots, don't play any defense, and don't care about winning whatsoever. But I think those words get thrown around way too easily. The truth is, the most successful teams almost always have someone with that aggressive scorer's mindset. A lot of them have more than one of this kind of player. Just look at Tatum and Brown on last year's Celtics. I mean, in its simplest terms, basketball is a scoring game. The team with the most points wins. And yet, for some reason, players who look to score first are labeled as selfish, as ball hogs, as losers. Why? Back in high school, I was the best player on my team. But honestly, for a long time, I didn't play like it. I was terrified of being called a ball hog. I always thought if I shot too much, my teammates or the fans would think I was selfish. Especially if I missed a few shots in a row, I immediately convinced myself that everyone in the gym knew what my stat line was. So I passed up shots I knew I could make and gave it to my teammates who were less skilled than me and didn't work close to as hard as me. And then I would think, well, this is what a good teammate does. He passes the ball around. But looking back, that wasn't unselfish, that was fear. And it was actually hurting my team. I'm now in my second year playing professionally overseas, and this has never been more clear to me. When we play other teams who have non-scorers on the court, it always makes defense so much easier. We can help off the non-threatening players and clog up the paint to make it tougher on the guys who actually do have to score. And the harsh reality is these teams are usually not at the top of the standings. Now, the teams that always have 5 attacking players on the court, those are our toughest matchups, and it's why my team in Finland last year won a championship. See, we've been taught that shooting makes you selfish while passing makes you unselfish, but that's just not true. Here's the reality. Hoopers that work really hard and have high-level skills but play passively are actually the ones being selfish. Why? Because passive players don't create problems for the defense. They don't draw help. They don't open up easy shots for their teammates. If you're out there trying not to mess up instead of trying to make plays, you're actually making the game harder for everybody else. And don't get it twisted, great scorers aren't out there jacking up random shots and ignoring their teammates. They're reading the game. If they're open, they shoot. If the defense closes out, they drive. If help comes, they kick it. If they get cut off, they move it. So this, of course, sounds pretty simple, but the part that no one talks about is that these reads, they only work if you have a score-first mentality. Because if you're not a threat to score, then nobody cares what you're doing. You're easy to guard, you don't draw help, and the defense can focus more on the other players. It's March, so I want you guys to pay close attention during the tournament. Try and find me a team that makes a deep run that does not have aggressive players. Show me a team that's winning a lot of games without an elite scorer. I've been watching Duke and Cooper Flag all year. That guy makes some incredible passes to wide open shooters, but those passes, they only exist because he's aggressive to score first. He collapses the defense and then plays open up. So it all starts with his mindset. So how do you become this kind of player? First, you need to change your mentality. Drop the fear of being a ball hog and embrace the responsibility of being a scorer. If you've put in the work, if you've earned that spot, then your team needs you to be aggressive. I finally understood this to some extent. I think I could have done better in my senior year of high school. That the best players don't wait for the game to come to them. They constantly look to score. Yes, I said score. And as much as people don't want to hear it, that's what makes defenders fear you. That's what builds confidence. Maybe more importantly for a lot of you, that's what gets a college coach's attention. And honestly, my struggles in high school are exactly why we built Hacking Hoops, our online community for players and parents navigating this basketball journey. Whether you're a 9th grader trying to make varsity, or a junior starting the recruiting process, or an unsigned senior thinking about prep school, we've built a space that I wish I had back in high school for you to get answers, feedback, and advice. And with Hacking Hoops, you don't have to guess. You get real answers from real college coaches, insights from players who have been through the same thing you're going through, and access to me anytime. You'll be able to listen to interviews I've done with college coaches from every division about how and when to contact them, what they look for in recruits, and more, as well as conversations with college and pro players about their journey. If this sounds like something you're interested in, then apply to join us at hackinghoops.com. We are also giving new members 30 days to check out the community for free, so In my opinion, it's really a no-brainer. One of the main questions I ask college coaches when I interview them is what makes a player stand out. I think the first thing they all say is shooting. Elite shooters set themselves apart. After that, they'll tell me that recruits work hard, they're good teammates, they have a high motor, but they also usually say the kids they recruit dominate high school games. They control the floor, they play with purpose, they're aggressive, they don't blend in. And if you can't dominate at your average high school, then how are you going to play in college? If you can't succeed on JV, then how are you going to have an impact on varsity? Whether that is with shooting, attacking the basket, creating for others on your team. Here's the slightly unfortunate truth, guys. On the average high school basketball team, the player that takes the most shots has the best chance of getting recruited. And look, maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you're not quite ready to be that player. That's fine, go get better. And still find ways to be aggressive within your role, because that's still gonna impact winning. But if you've been working, if your coaches trust you, if you have dreams of playing at the next level, basically if you are like I was in high school, then it's time to flip the switch. Every possession should start with the intention to attack. And from there, you just read the defense. Being aggressive and being unselfish are not opposites. The best players in the world are both. So yeah, your team kind of does need a ball hog, just not the kind you're thinking of. They need someone willing to take responsibility. And if you're watching this, there is a chance that someone is actually you. Listen guys, I truly believe we are building something special with Hacking Hoops, something that I wish my family had when I was in high school. Like I mentioned, the first month of access is free, which includes getting to interact directly with me. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want that? Don't let an opportunity pass you by because you didn't have the right information and support. And there's more information in this video's description. As always, I appreciate the incredible support. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.